Hello! Last week I installed DOSBox and it took me like most of the afternoon. I did play some of it, I recorded it, but the audio didn't. So here we are going to play it again, which I don't mind because I like this game and it's cute and I could probably play this 1,000 times and not get bored of it. So we're going to play the opening sequence because there's a opening cinematic that kind of introduces the whole game and stuff. It is completely in 3D, but 3D that's almost 3 decades old. So it's kind of choppy. I can't get it to run any smoother than it currently is, and I'm not going to try to fix that. So we're just going to watch it as is. Without further ado, let's jump straight in. Long ago, in the castle of a kingdom called Daventry. There was a very sad prince, and his name was Alexander. And some very choppy frames.
Alexander, here you are. Oh, you're still not thinking about Cosima, are you?
I suppose I am.
Son, it's been months. You've got to pull yourself together. After all, you only met her that once.
I know.
Have you discovered anything about the land of the Green Isles?
No. No one's even heard of it. It's like she's just vanished.
I wish I could help. Please try to think about something else, dear.
I'll try, Mother.
You don't understand, Mom. I met the love of my life one time. I have to find this woman. Despite his family's concern, Alexander remains tormented by thoughts of Cosima. Also, I'm gonna give them props for trying to get that shot there of, looking through the chandelier at a very depressed boy. He has such a tobacco for this girl. They probably didn't even speak too many words together. There it is. Loaded the next soundbite. Alexander. What is it? Oh, it's a princess.
Alexander, I feel so alone. I don't know what to do. Alexander, I wish you were here.
Because I met you one time too and fell in
Cosima!
love.
Wait! Mother! Mother, come quick!
This is really quick.
Alexander, what on earth? You're white as a ghost.
Mother, I saw Cosima. She was in the mirror.
In the mirror? The magic mirror?
Yes! And it showed me how to find her.
How?
The stars! I saw the stars outside her window. I can navigate by the stars.
Oh, Alexander, if you really go...
It will be all right, Mother. I promise.
So the magic mirror is like a reference, to the first game. 3 long months, and Prince Alexander sailed the known seas and beyond. Very dramatic. 3 months to find this woman, As I was saying, so the magic mirror was one of the first. It was from the first game where King Graham, his father, had to find 3 different items in order to become king. Oh, look at the seagulls. So the seagulls don't flap, they just kind of drift. Because, they're already trying to render water, right? So we're not going to make the seagulls flap too. Look at these dynamic camera shots. Props, guys. Props. At the time, this was intense stuff for your machine. It's intense for the machine now. So or something. I just probably don't have the correct settings set up and I'm too lazy to try. Look, oh, they flap. Bye, seagulls. There you go. Prince Alexander on his ship, looking for the love of his life. Boy, life was hard though. 3 months at sea in an unknown direction. This was also like how I discovered that you could navigate by stars. Remember, I played this first when I was like really young, like 7 or something. So I was like, oh, I should learn stars. So if I ever get lost, I can find my way home. Because I would totally get lost, right? That said, I know now how to get to north, so technically it kind of works. What are you seeing there, Alexander? More sea? How long did you prepare for? Like, did you like pack 5 months of food on that ship, or are you guys starving? Ooh, look, land!
Land ho!
There it is.
Land ho!
Land ho!
Land ho!
We found it! We found land! Hours pass. Because I guess it takes that long to reach the horizon. Oh, look how pretty. That's a pretty sunset. Also, props to whoever composed music. I'm sure it'll tell me in the credits because I know there's like credits after this, but... Oh, and it goes dramatic. Hear that. What's happening? As the ship nears the shore, day turns to night and the sea turns violent. Oh dear. That's dangerous. There, it caught up. Those are rocks. You should not. Oh. I guess you hit those. Oopsie. Oops. Damn. Well, that's a start. King's Quest 6. Here today, gone tomorrow. Written and designed by Roberta Williams and Jane Jensen, who I think would have written a lot of it. But Roberta is kind of the main reason this thing exists. So, congrats to all these lovely people. Y'all did work. Very good. So apparently, this was like the kind of height of King's Quest. I have only really seen the other games through Let's Plays and stuff. I never got to play them myself. But this was kind of like, you know, it got voice acting, it's got sound, it's got a cinematic ahead of it. This was kind of like height, peak King's Quest. Because after this, they had 7, which was, I think, about Alexander's sister. And that was kind of done in a more Disney-esque 2D style than pixel art. I mean, it was pixel art, but like done like Bluth looking stuff. And after that, then they tried to go in a different direction because I guess they were trying to get into the hack and slash thingy. I think 8 was kind of a weird 3D type thing, and it just sort of didn't work out from there. People really loved these games, and there's like a whole sort of mythology to it, you know. So,
Alexander awakens to find himself on an unfamiliar beach. For a moment, he is too dazed to remember how he got here. Then, he does remember. The shipwreck, the sea. Just as he had seen his men safely into the lifeboats, a gigantic wave picked him up and tossed him overboard into the churning sea.
Convenient.
That was the last he'd seen of his crew. Debris from the shipwreck is scattered along the shore, but of the lifeboats and his men, there is thankfully no trace. He can only hope and pray that the lifeboats survive the currents, and that his men made their way safely back to Daventry.
I mean, y'all were 3 months out. That's a long lifeboat ride. But hope they're doing fine. So, King's Quest, beloved game. So most of the games are actually about King Graham, which is his dad. But this one's about Alexander. We get to find out what happens to him and this mysterious, beautiful princess called Cosima. The other thing about King's Quest games is that they're known for their death sequences, which is why my sister and I had like trouble playing this game when we were younger because we were afraid of dying. But this whole game, most of it, like whole sections of it, is about dying. So we didn't get very far at the time. So obviously, we're gonna have to do as many death sequences as possible because that's the point. They put such love and care into those death sequences. We gotta see them all. So whenever I remember a death sequence, I want to try to do them. For example, first let's do the thing that we need to do so that we don't have to go through that again. Which is, let's look at that
Alexander's
thing.
royal insignia ring lies abandoned on the sand. It must have slipped from his finger during the shipwreck. Fortunately, it was not lost in the sea.
Well then, let's pick that up. That sounds important.
Alexander picks up his royal insignia ring from the beach.
The other thing is that the narrator narrates everything that you do. So any action or anything like that, narrator will narrate.
A long plank lies on the beach. No doubt it once belonged to Alexander's ship.
I tend to really like hearing the narrator narrate, so we're gonna do that.
Alexander pushes the plank to one side. A box has been partially buried under sand.
And that's a glinty thing. Let's click that.
There's nothing of interest in that part of the box.
Pixels. Alright, so the glinty
There's
thing.
nothing of interest in that part of the box.
There we
Alexander
go.
takes the coin and leaves the ruined box where it is.
Alright, so to help us along, we're going to save. And this is the reason why this particular game has the option to save as much as possible. Death sequences. You die a lot. So, we're going to save. And it takes a while to save. And I'm going to increase the speed of our boy here because, yo, I know games used to be like chill and stuff back then, but we don't got time for that. So, let's play. I should probably anyway, but first, let's do our first death sequence because I actually really love this one. It's the one that scared us the most.
The ocean is not as calm as it appears. Underwater currents tug at Alexander's legs.
That's your first warning. In previous King's Quest games, apparently they didn't do warnings, you just died. But in this one they were like, we'll give them a little bone.
The underwater tow is amazingly strong here. It pulls ferociously at Alexander's legs. Before Alexander can retreat, the current grabs his legs. The shifting sand vanishes from beneath his feet. Against his best efforts, he is dragged out to sea.
Oh yes. We gon' drown.
The currents around the island pull Alexander under.
Oh dear.
As Alexander struggles to the surface for the third and last time, he finds himself wishing he'd paid more attention to the warning signs of an undertow.
Always listen to your currents, kids. Listen. Watch for your currents.
Tickets only. Next.
Nothing like getting swept off your feet.
And that's why we love this game. The death sequences, the dumb puns when you die, it's just like fun. You know, that's what we love about it. Also, this entire sequence here is actually really important because in this game it matters. The death thing. Yes, it's part of the game. So, that's what made it cool. Let's restore and get back to the beach. Death one. Okay, so let's head over here. Head over here and see what's happening. Ooh.
To the left, a small village seems to invite the weary traveler.
Mm-hmm.
In the distance, a majestic castle shines in the sun.
Well, where there's a castle, there's gotta be a princess, right? Head over there, my boy. I think there's a button to accelerate them. Let's see if we can. Yeah, okay. We got a speed button. Speed boost. Ooh. Ain't this pretty?
The castle doors are firmly shut and bolted.
Well.
2 guards take their stance in front of the castle doors. They look quite fierce and have the stiff, blank expression of soldiers on formal duty.
So, puppies? Okay. Let's go talk to them. Come on, my boy, step it up.
Alexander politely addresses the odd-looking guards at the castle doors, hoping to learn more about his predicament.
Good day to you, guards. I was cast upon this island in a storm, and I'm a little confused about my location. Could you tell me what place this is and who lives in this castle?
Hey, what is that you say? A castaway? A likely story. We haven't had any foreigners in this part since Alhazred arrived.
Alhazred, huh?
Don't be so rude, Gruff. He's not asking for any secrets. You're standing on the Isle of the Crown, lad, and this is the Castle of the Crown. The royal family resides here. Rather, what's left of the royal family.
Left of
The Isle of the Crown. But tell me, am I anywhere near the land of the Green Isles?
This is the land of the Green Isles. The Isle of the Crown is the main island, foolish boy.
Hey.
Then Princess Cassima must live in this very castle.
Oh.
Aye, the princess is indeed our treasured jewel to guard, and we consider it an honor.
Oh, that's nice. Well, I'm here for that one, so, like, if y'all will let me in.
Excuse me, guardsmen. Guard dogs. I've been traveling for months to see Princess Cassima.
Apparently 3.
I would like an audience, please.
I'm sorry, but the princess is not receiving visitors, particularly not strangers.
Oh. Well, I suppose that's fair. You don't know who I am. You don't... I'm just cast away here, so I guess I gotta introduce myself. How about if I offer y'all, like, my ring?
Alexander decides to show his royal insignia ring to the Castle of the Crown guards. With all of his papers lost in the shipwreck, it is the only possible calling card he can think of.
Good day. I'm Prince Alexander of Daventry. I'm an acquaintance of Princess Cassima. If you could just inform her that I'm here, please.
I'm here to see the girl. Come on.
So everyone says. Let me just look at that ring.
What does it say, Gruff?
Kingdom of Daventry, Prince Alexander.
That is I.
Wait here while I go see what Captain Saladin thinks of this.
Ooh, a captain. Let's get the captain out here. Let's go. It's so cute. Ooh, a big puppy.
The guard returns a moment later with a majestic-looking creature. Captain Saladin speaks with a voice that is gentle, but reflects a will of iron.
Prince Alexander of Daventry, I presume. I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with your country, but I'm sure Wazir Al-Hazred will want to meet you, if indeed you are a friend of the princess. Please, follow me.
Wazir Al-Hazred. Alright. Sounds legit. Cool. I got in though.
Lord Al-Hazred, a visitor to see you. Prince Alexander of Daventry.
What is it that you seek, Prince Alexander?
Pardon the intrusion, my lord, but I came to see Princess Cassima. Some months ago, my father, King Graham, saved my family and I from imprisonment under an evil wizard named Mordak.
The same wizard that kidnapped the princess?
Yes.
Exactly. When my father rescued us, he also liberated Cassima and sent her home.
Then your father has my gratitude.
Good.
And that of the entire kingdom. But I'm afraid I still fail to see the purpose of your visit.
Well, you know.
Well, I came to make sure that Cassima arrived safely and to pay my respects.
Yeah, that's what I came to
Before
do.
we parted, she gave me an invitation to visit.
I have no doubt she did exactly that at the time, Prince Alexander. However, things have greatly changed for Cassima since her ordeal in Mordak's castle.
How?
Cassima's parents both became ill and died while she was gone. Cassima is sequestered in mourning for them as befits a princess. She is not receiving visitors of any kind.
Oh dear.
Even if she were, I do not think your visit would be appropriate. You see, it is time for Cassima to take her responsibilities seriously. With her parents gone, she no longer has the luxury to be a carefree maiden.
Oops.
As was her parents' wish, Cassima and I are to be wed.
Whoa.
We shall rule the
Wait.
kingdom together. I assure you, our marriage is all Cassima wants now. As a prince and a gentleman, it would be best that you leave before there is any further embarrassment.
Oh.
I see. I suppose that I was mistaken. I thought for certain that Cassima... Well, I
thought so too.
apologize.
A young man sees what he wishes to see. I'm sorry you've wasted your time traveling to the land of the Green Isles. May your journey home be swift.
Swift.
Perhaps I will take the opportunity to look around your fair land while I'm here.
You know.
I would advise against that.
Oh.
The kingdom is rather, shall we say, inhospitable these days. But it is your neck. You may risk it if you please. Captain Saladin will escort you from the castle. Good day.
Ah! Did y'all see that golden TI? We should keep note of that. Well. That didn't go so great.
You have had your hearing with Wazir Al-Hazred. I trust you'll respect his wishes and not return. I have been instructed not to let you into the castle again.
Oh.
Good day, my lord.
Captain Saladin whispers something to the guard dogs at the castle gate, and they nod with understanding. Alexander has a feeling they won't be letting him into the castle again.
Well. This seems to be really confusing. I've gotten mixed messages here. I got a phone call through a magic mirror to come and find somebody who's very alone. And 3 months later, apparently she's marrying a wazir who seems a little too old for her. I mean, like, I'm the right age. Like, what up, Cassima? Hello? So yes, clearly, there's a plot afoot. And I guess we're gonna have to find out what's happening. We should get to the bottom of this. So, we're gonna stop here. Actually, we're going to save, and then we're going to stop here, and we're going to come back and play some more, and see if we can get around this little inconvenience laid by the Vizier.